I'm 25 years old, and I've been worthless since I was 18. That's when the doctors confirmed it, Barren. The word hung in the sterile clinic air like a death sentence. My mother cried. My father wouldn't look at me. Within a month, they stopped calling. Within 6 months, I was on my own. 7 years later, I'm still on my own. I work 3 jobs to afford a studio apartment that smells like mildew and regret. Morning shifts at a convenience store where drunk alphas make comments about defective omegas. Afternoon cleaning shifts in office buildings where I'm invisible. Night shifts at a dingy bar in the part of town where people go to forget their lives. That's where I meet him. It's a Wednesday night, slow and quiet, when he walks in. I notice him immediately because he doesn't belong here. His suit probably costs more than my yearly rent. His watch definitely does. But his eyes, dark and hollow, those fit right in. He orders soju. Then another. Then another. By his 5th shot, he's staring at me like I'm a puzzle he can't solve. You're an Omega, he says, voice rough. I don't stop wiping down the bar. Congratulations on having a working nose. Why do you smell like that? Like what? Poverty? Cheap soap? Take your pick. Like. He leans forward, and I catch his scent, crisp, expensive, undeniably alpha. Like something I've been searching for my entire life. I laugh. Actually laugh. That's the worst pickup line I've ever heard. And I work in a bar. But my hands are shaking. He notices. Of course he notices. Alphas always notice. I'm Minho, he says. Chae Minho. I freeze. Everyone knows that name. The Alpha Supreme. The pharmaceutical heir. The man whose face is on magazine covers and business news. Sure you are, I say, because denial is easier than whatever this is. I am. He pulls out his ID and slides it across the bar. It's real. Oh God, it's real. What's your name? He asks softly. I should lie. Should tell him to leave. Should protect myself from whatever disaster this is about to become. Yoon, I hear myself say. Kang Yoonwoo. Yoonwoo. He says it like he's tasting wine. Have a drink with me. I'm working. The bar's empty. Please. There's something desperate in his voice that matches something desperate in me. So I pour myself a shot. Sit down across from him. Make the worst decision of my life. Why are you here? I ask. Slumming. Hiding, he admits. From my family. From expectations. From the Omega they want me to marry next month. Sounds rough, I say flatly. Must be so hard being rich and powerful. You think money makes you free? His laugh is bitter. I can't choose my own clothes without board approval. Can't eat at a restaurant without it becoming news. Can't want something just because I want it. At least you have options. I don't even have that. What do you mean? And maybe it's the soju, or maybe I'm just tired of holding it in, but I tell him. I'm Barren. Medically certified. Completely worthless in the eyes of society. So whatever alpha instinct you're feeling, ignore it. I can't give you what you need. I expect disgust. Pity. Maybe both. Instead, he reaches across the bar and takes my hand. What if I don't care about that? He whispers. My heart stops. Restarts. Breaks a little. You will, I say. Eventually, everyone does. But he comes back. Every week, sometimes twice a week, Minho shows up at the bar. We talk. Really talk. About the weight of expectations, the suffocation of predetermined lives, the loneliness of being seen but never known. After a month, he asks for my number. After 2 months, he shows up at my apartment at midnight, tie loose, eyes wild. I told my father I won't marry her, he says. We fought. I needed to see you. I let him in. We sit on my threadbare couch and he tells me everything. The pressure, the threats, the way his family treats him like breeding stock with a trust fund. Sometimes I think about just running, he confesses. Disappearing. Starting over. Why don't you? Because I'm a coward. He looks at me. You're braver than me. You survived being told you're worthless and kept going. I didn't have a choice. We always have choices. I'm just too scared to make mine. Something shifts between us that night. Something dangerous and inevitable. When he kisses me, it tastes like desperation and hope. For 6 months, we exist in a secret world. Minho comes to my apartment when he can slip away. We stay up until dawn talking. He holds me like I'm precious. Tells me I'm beautiful, perfect. I start believing him. Move in with me, he says one night. Minho. I'm serious. I'll get us a place. Somewhere private. And how would you explain that to your family? His silence is answer enough. I'm your secret, I say quietly. Aren't I? I'm protecting you. You're protecting yourself. I pull away. I understand. I do. But don't pretend it's for me. We fight more after that. He cancels plans. Comes home smelling like expensive Omega perfumes from mandatory matchmaking events. Tells me it means nothing while looking increasingly exhausted. Then everything implodes. They know about you, Minho says one night, voice dead. Someone saw us. Father, he said things. Terrible things about you. What things? It doesn't matter. Tell me. He called you a defective mistake. Said you're trying to trap me. That you're. His voice breaks. He called you a worthless whore who should be grateful anyone touches you. The words hit like physical blows. He's right though, I hear myself say. I am defective. Don't. Why not? It's true. I'm crying now. I can't give you children. I can't stand beside you at events. I'm nobody. You're everything to me. But I'm not enough for them. And eventually, I won't be enough for you either. The pressure crushes him over the next 2 weeks. His mother has a stress-induced heart episode. His father threatens to destroy the company, fire hundreds of employees. The board demands action. When Minho comes to my apartment, I already know. I can't do this anymore, he whispers. 4 words. My world ends. So that's it? They threatened you and you're just giving up? I don't have a choice. You do. You're just not choosing me. It's not that simple. It is. I'm screaming now, throwing his things at him. You either fight for us or you don't. And you're not. I love you. If you loved me, you'd stay. He's crying. I'm crying. We're both breaking. I'm sorry, he says. Get out. Yoonwoo. Get out. He leaves. The door closes. I shatter into 1,000 pieces on my apartment floor. 2 weeks later, I see the news. Alpha Supreme Chae Minho announces courtship with Omega heir Park Seo-joon. There's a photo. They're smiling. Minho looks perfect in his designer suit next to a beautiful Omega who can give him everything I can't. I book a bus ticket to Busan that night. I leave Seoul behind. Leave the life where I was briefly loved. Leave before I fall apart completely. On the bus, watching the city lights disappear, I whisper to the window, I hope you're happy. I hope he was worth destroying us. But I know the truth. I was never going to be enough. Not for him. Not for anyone. I was worthless before I met him. I'm worthless now. Some things never change. Busan smells like salt and fish and new beginnings. I tell myself that as I step off the bus with 1 duffel bag and $300 to my name. The coastal city is nothing like Seoul. Smaller, quieter, full of people who don't know my face or my shame. I find a room in a crumbling building near the docks. It's smaller than my Seoul apartment, with water stains on the ceiling and a bathroom I share with 3 other tenants. The landlord takes cash and doesn't ask questions. Perfect. I get a job at the fish market within a week. The work is brutal, hauling crates of ice and seafood in the pre-dawn cold, gutting fish until my hands are raw, reeking of ocean death by the end of each shift. The other workers are mostly betas who don't care that I'm Omega. Here, everyone's too busy surviving to judge. I don't think about Minho. That's a lie. I think about him constantly. At night, alone in my room, I imagine him with Park Seo-joon. Planning their wedding. Choosing flowers. Discussing baby names. Living the life I could never give him. It hurts less after the first month. Then the second. By the 3rd month, I can go almost a full day without wanting to scream. Then I collapse at work. One moment I'm lifting a crate of mackerel. The next, the world tilts sideways and goes black. I wake up in a public health clinic with fluorescent lights burning my eyes and a young doctor staring at me with confusion written all over her face. "Mr. Kang, when was your last heat?" she asks. "I don't have heats. I'm barren." The words taste like ash. I've said them so many times they're automatic. "Sir, you're not barren." She turns a monitor toward me. "You're 12 weeks pregnant." The world stops. "That's impossible." The ultrasound doesn't lie. She points at the screen, at a tiny blob that supposedly is a baby. "My baby. See? There's the heartbeat." I stare at the flickering white dot on the black screen. It pulses steadily, impossibly alive. "No," I whisper. "The tests, they said I was barren. 7 years of tests. Sometimes conditions change." Or, she frowns at her chart. "Your hormone levels are extremely unusual. It's like your body was actively suppressing fertility, but something triggered it to restart. Have you been under extreme stress recently?" I laugh. It sounds hysterical even to my own ears. Extreme stress. Meeting the love of my life. Losing him. Having my heart shattered. Running away to start over. You could say that, I manage. "Mr. Kang, this is a high-risk pregnancy. Very high risk. Whatever condition caused your initial barren diagnosis is complicating things. You need specialized care." "I can't afford specialized care." "Then you need to contact the father. If he has medical benefits, insurance." "No." The word comes out sharp. "He can't know. Ever." "Sir." I said no. She looks at me for a long moment, then sighs. "All right, but Mr. Kang, I need you to understand, without proper treatment, this pregnancy could kill you." "I understand." "I don't really. I can't process any of this. I'm pregnant. With Miho's baby. 3 months along, which means it happened right before he left me. That last night together, when he held me like I was something precious. When he whispered promises into my skin that he couldn't keep. I walk home in a daze. Sit on my mattress on the floor. Put my hand on my still flat stomach. "Just you and me," I whisper. "We don't need him." The pregnancy is a nightmare. At 4 months, I wake up in a pool of blood. The emergency room stabilizes me, but the doctors' faces are grim. "You need to be careful. No heavy lifting. Lots of rest." I can't afford rest. I need to work. I lose my job at the fish market when I can't keep up anymore. Find online translation work that pays barely enough for rent and instant noodles. I lose weight everywhere except my small, hard belly. At 5 months, my heat suppressants stop working. The change is immediate and terrifying. My scent becomes overwhelming, thick and sweet with pregnancy pheromones. Every alpha within a block can smell me. I'm followed home twice. Cornered once in an alley by an alpha whose eyes are black with instinct. A beta woman with a baseball bat saves me. "You need to be more careful," she says, helping me up. "I'm trying," I sob. The second attack is worse. An alpha grabs me outside my building, one hand on my throat, the other reaching for my stomach. I fight back with keys between my fingers, scratching his face until he bleeds. A police officer's siren scares him off. I file a report. Nothing comes of it. At 6 months, I hemorrhage so badly I think I'm dying. The ambulance takes me to a public hospital. They give me blood transfusions, stabilize me, but the doctor's expression tells me everything I need to know. "Mr. Kang, you won't survive this pregnancy without proper treatment," she says gently. "You need to contact someone. Family, friends, the father, anyone who can help." I think about calling Miho. My phone is somewhere in my bag. I could find his number easily. It's probably still on the company website. Then I remember the photograph. Miho smiling next to Park Seo-joon. Living his perfect life with his perfect Omega who can give him perfect children without nearly dying. "There's no one," I tell the doctor. "Mr. Kang. There's no one." Meanwhile, across the country, I imagine Miho is happy. I imagine him planning his wedding. Kissing Park Seo-joon. Maybe they're already bonded. Maybe Park Seo-joon is already pregnant with Miho's legitimate heir. I imagine Minho has forgotten all about the Barren Omega he kept secret for 6 months. What I don't know, what I can't know, is that Minho is falling apart. I'll learn this later, much later. How he broke off the courtship with Park Seo-joon after 2 weeks, unable to go through with it. How his father disowned him temporarily, cut off his trust fund, removed him from the board. How Minho fought his way back through sheer ruthlessness, proving he could run the company without his family's approval. How he hired investigators to find me. How he searched for months with increasing desperation. How he wasn't eating, wasn't sleeping, was becoming someone his own employees were afraid of. But I don't know any of this. All I know is that I'm alone, pregnant, dying slowly, and the man I love is probably happy without me. At 7 months, I have a routine. Wake up, work on translations until my eyes blur. Eat whatever I can keep down. Talk to my belly. Your father is an alpha, I tell the baby one night. A powerful one. You would have liked him. He's smart and kind and so scared of disappointing people. He chose his family over us, but I don't blame him. Not really. The world is hard for people like us. The baby kicks. It's been doing that more lately, little flutters that feel like butterflies, then stronger movements that make me gasp. You're going to be strong, I whisper. Stronger than me. You're going to know your worth even if the world tells you otherwise. I promise. Another kick. I smile despite everything. We're going to survive this, I say, but I'm not sure I believe it anymore. My reflection in the window is gaunt. My cheekbones are too sharp, my eyes too hollow. I look like I'm dying because I am. The baby kicks again, insistent. Okay, I whisper. I'll try harder. 2 days later, I'm leaving the free clinic after another checkup when I see him. For a moment, I think I'm hallucinating. That the stress and malnutrition have finally made me crazy. But no, that's Minho standing across the street, staring at me like he's seen a ghost. Our eyes meet. His face goes white. His gaze drops to my swollen belly, and I watch understanding crash over him like a tidal wave. He starts walking toward me. My heart pounds. My legs won't move. 7 months of convincing myself I don't need him, that we're better off alone, and it all crumbles the moment I see his face. He looks terrible. Thin. Exhausted. Desperate. He looks like I feel. Yoonwoo. His voice cracks on my name. I can't do this. Can't face him. Can't let him see what his leaving did to me. I turn and run. Wait, he shouts. Yoonwoo, please. But I'm already disappearing into the crowd, one hand protectively on my belly, tears streaming down my face. I run until my lungs burn. Until I'm sure he's not following. Then I collapse against a wall and sob. He found me. After all this time, he found me. And I have no idea what happens next. I don't make it home. My body gives out 3 blocks from the clinic. The running, the panic, the months of barely surviving, it all catches up at once. I feel the warm rush of blood between my legs before I hit the pavement. Someone screams. Hands grab me. The world spins. Then Minho's face is above mine, twisted in terror. Stay with me, he's saying. Yoonwoo, stay with me. Someone call an ambulance. I want to tell him to leave. Want to push him away. But I can't move. Can't do anything except feel the baby, our baby, in danger. The baby, I gasp. Please. I know. I've got you. Both of you. His hand covers mine on my stomach. I've got you. Everything goes dark. I wake up in a private hospital room. The first thing I notice is that I'm not dead. The second thing is the steady beep of a fetal monitor. The third thing is Minho, asleep in a chair next to my bed, his hand still holding mine. He looks awful. His expensive suit is wrinkled and stained with my blood. His hair is a mess. There are dark circles under his eyes. I pull my hand away. He wakes immediately. Yoonwoo. Relief floods his face. Thank God. The doctors said they weren't sure. Where am I? Seoul National University Hospital. I brought you here as soon as... You had no right. My voice is hoarse. No right to bring me back here. No right to... You were dying. His composure cracks. You collapsed bleeding in the street. What was I supposed to do? Let me go. I try to sit up. Pain shoots through my abdomen. I don't want you here. I don't want your help. The baby is mine. It's not a question. His eyes are fixed on my stomach. Isn't it? I should lie. Should protect us both from whatever disaster this will become. Yes, I whisper instead. The word breaks something in him. He drops to his knees beside the bed, his forehead pressed against the mattress. You were pregnant. This whole time. Alone. Dying. And I didn't know. His voice is wrecked. Why didn't you tell me? Why would I? Anger gives me strength. So you could feel obligated? So you could play hero while you built your perfect life with Park Seo-joon. His head snaps up. What? I saw the news. The announcement. You two looked very happy together. I broke it off, he says desperately. 2 weeks after you left. I couldn't. I told him I was in love with someone else. Told my father to go to hell. I've been searching for you for 7 months. Liar. I'm not lying. He pulls out his phone with shaking hands, shows me something. It's a news article dated 6 months ago. Alpha Supreme ends courtship, faces family backlash. I stare at it. At the date. At the truth I didn't know. You left me, I say, but my voice wavers. I know. I was a coward. I was wrong. Tears stream down his face. But I came back. I fought my father. I lost everything trying to find you. And when I finally did, you were... His voice breaks completely. You were dying. Pregnant with my baby. Alone. Because I failed you. A doctor enters before I can respond. She's middle-aged, professional, and her expression is grave. Mr. Kang, I'm Dr. Han. We've stabilized you for now, but we need to talk about your condition. How bad is it? Very bad. She doesn't sugarcoat it. You have a rare genetic condition that makes pregnancy extremely dangerous for you. Your body is essentially attacking the fetus as a foreign object. Without immediate intervention, you'll likely die within 2 weeks. Maybe less. The room tilts. And the baby? At 7 months, the baby has a chance if we induce labor now. About 70% survival rate. But Mr. Kang, if we wait any longer? No. The word comes out fierce. Give the baby more time. 2 more weeks. Better odds. You could die, Dr. Han says bluntly. But the baby will have a better chance. Yoonwoo, Minho starts. It's my body. My choice. I look at Dr. Han. 2 more weeks. Do whatever you need to do to make that happen. She looks between us, then nods. We'll need to keep you hospitalized. Aggressive treatment. It's going to be painful. I don't care. The next 2 weeks are hell. They pump me full of medications that make me violently ill. Run tests that leave me bruised and exhausted. Monitor the baby constantly while my body slowly destroys itself trying to reject the pregnancy. Minho never leaves. He sleeps in the chair beside my bed. Holds my hand through the worst of it. Reads to me when I can't sleep. Brings me food I can actually keep down. Plain rice porridge, mild broth. Nothing from the hospital cafeteria. You don't have to do this, I tell him on day 3. Yes, I do. Why? Because I love you. Because that's my baby you're dying to protect. Because I already failed you once and I won't do it again. I want to stay angry. Want to hold onto my hurt like armor. But it's hard when he's here, present, refusing to run even when I'm at my ugliest. On day 5, I wake up screaming from a nightmare. Minho is there immediately, carefully gathering me into his arms. I've got you, he murmurs. You're safe. The baby's safe. I'm so scared, I sob into his chest. Me too. His voice cracks. Me too. On day 8 we talk about what happened. Why did you really leave me? I ask at 3 in the morning, both of us awake. He's quiet for a long time. Then, I was raised to believe duty came before everything. That personal happiness was selfish. When my father threatened to destroy the company, to ruin hundreds of families just to punish me, I defaulted to what I was taught. I chose duty over you. And now I know duty without love is just slavery. He looks at me. I'd burn everything down for you. The company, the title, all of it. If I could go back, I'd choose you every single time. But you didn't choose me. No. And I'll regret that for the rest of my life. His hand hovers near mine, not quite touching. I can't change what I did. Can't take back the pain I caused. All I can do is be here now and hope that someday you might forgive me. I don't know if I can, I whisper honestly. I know. I don't deserve forgiveness. But I'm asking anyway. On day 12, the medical team delivers news. They found something. We've been studying your blood work, Dr. Han says. Your condition, it's incredibly rare, but it's treatable. We have a new medication that could stabilize the pregnancy, maybe even allow you to carry to term. Why didn't you mention this before? Because it's experimental, expensive, and we weren't sure it would work. She pauses. But Mr. Chae has authorized whatever treatment necessary. And honestly, it's your only real chance. I look at Minho. He looks back, something desperate and hopeful in his eyes. Try it, I say. They start the treatment that night. Within 48 hours, my levels start stabilizing. The hemorrhaging stops. For the first time in months, I feel like I might actually survive this. It's working, I breathe, staring at the monitor. You're working, Minho says softly. You're the strongest person I've ever known. On day 14, I go into labor anyway. 32 hours. That's how long I'm in labor. 32 hours of pain that splits me open and remakes me. Minho stays through all of it, letting me crush his hand, yelling at nurses when I'm too weak to advocate for myself. I can't do this, I gasp at hour 28. Yes, you can. I'm going to die. You're not going to die. His voice is fierce. You're going to meet our daughter. You're going to hold her. You're going to watch her grow up. You're going to survive this because you always survive. At hour 32, they lay a tiny, screaming baby on my chest. She's so small. For pounds, maybe less. Her cry is weak but determined. She has Minho's dark hair and my stubborn chin. Hi, I sob. Hi, baby. I'm your papa. They take her almost immediately. She needs the NICU, needs help breathing. But in that moment, holding her tiny body against mine, I know with certainty, this was worth it. All of it was worth it. Then I start hemorrhaging again. The last thing I see before the world goes red is Minho's terrified face. The last thing I hear is him screaming for help. Then nothing. I wake up 3 days later. The first thing I see is white ceiling tiles. The second is Minho, slumped in a chair beside my bed, asleep sitting up. His clothes are different but still wrinkled. He hasn't shaved. There's dried blood under his fingernails. My blood. Minho, I croak. My throat feels like sandpaper. He jerks awake, eyes wild. When he sees I'm conscious, he makes a sound between a sob and a laugh. You're awake. Oh God, you're awake. He reaches for my hand, then stops himself. Is it okay if? I nod. He takes my hand like it's made of glass. The baby? My heart pounds. Where's? She's alive. In the NICU. She's tiny and she needs help breathing, but she's fighting. His voice cracks. Just like you. Relief crashes through me so hard I start crying. You almost died, Minho says quietly. The hemorrhaging was catastrophic. They had to do emergency surgery. You were in the ICU for 3 days. The doctors said, he can't finish. But I didn't die. No, you didn't. He lifts my hand to his lips, pressing a kiss to my knuckles. You stubborn, incredible, infuriating person. You survived. It takes another week before I'm strong enough to see her. They wheel me to the NICU in a wheelchair. My body feels foreign, hollowed out and stitched back together. Everything hurts. But none of that matters when I see her through the glass. She's in an incubator, covered in wires and tubes. So impossibly small. But her chest rises and falls steadily. Her tiny fists clench and unclench. Can I hold her? I ask the nurse. For a few minutes. Skin-to-skin contact is good for her. They lift her carefully, place her against my bare chest. She weighs nothing. I can feel her heartbeat against mine, fast and determined. Hi, baby girl, I whisper. I'm sorry it took so long to meet you properly. I'm sorry for everything. But I'm here now. I'm here. She makes a small sound. Her hand wraps around my finger. I look up at Minho, who's watching us with tears streaming down his face. She needs a name, he says softly. Mina, I say without thinking. It means will or determination. She's going to need both. Mina. Itesit. It's perfect. 3 months pass. Mina gets stronger, gains weight, breathes on her own. They discharge her with a list of follow-up appointments and strict care instructions. I move into a new apartment. Minho insisted on paying, and I was too exhausted to argue. It's small but clean, in a safe neighborhood, with a room for Mina. Minho gets his own place 2 floors down. I want to be close, he explains. But I don't want to pressure you. We can do this however you need. He comes every day. Changes diapers. Does midnight feedings so I can sleep. Holds Mina while I shower. He's patient, careful, never overstepping. We don't talk about us. Not yet. But at 6 months postpartum, my therapist says I need to. You can't heal if you don't address the wound, she tells me. So one night, after Mina is asleep, I ask him, why did you really break up with me? We're sitting on my couch, careful space between us. Minho stares at his hands for a long time. I was scared, he finally says. My whole life, I was taught that love was a luxury. That duty, legacy, responsibility, those mattered. Personal happiness was selfish. He looks at me. When my father threatened everything, I panicked. I defaulted to what I was programmed to believe. And I lost you. You hurt me. My voice shakes. You made me feel worthless all over again. I know. And I'm so sorry. I was a coward who couldn't see that the only thing worth fighting for was right in front of me. What changed? You disappeared. And suddenly all the things I thought mattered. The company, my family's approval, my reputation, none of it meant anything without you. He swallows hard. I broke off the engagement. Told my father I'd rather lose everything than live a lie. Spent 7 months searching for you like a man possessed. Your father must have been furious. He disowned me. Cut off my access to everything. Said I destroyed the family legacy. Minho laughs bitterly. Best thing that ever happened to me. I rebuilt on my own terms. Proved I didn't need his empire. And when I finally found you, his voice breaks. You were dying. Pregnant. Alone. Because I'd failed you. We sit in silence. Mina makes a small sound from her crib. We both tense, but she settles back to sleep. I haven't forgiven you, I say quietly. I know. I don't know if I ever will completely. Every time I start to trust you, I remember how it felt when you left. I understand. I don't deserve forgiveness. He turns to face me fully. But I'm asking anyway. Not because I've earned it, but because I love you. Because I want to be here for you and Mina. However you'll let me. At Mina's first birthday, something shifts. My tiny apartment is full of balloons I could barely afford. There's a small cake. Just the 3 of us. Mina smashes her face into the cake, giggling. Frosting everywhere. Minho takes 1,000 photos, laughing harder than I've ever heard him. After we clean her up and put her to bed, we sit on the balcony sharing cheap beer. I've been thinking, I say. Dangerous. I kick his leg lightly. I've been thinking about us. About trying again. Minho goes very still. Yeah. I'm still scared. Still have nightmares about you leaving. But. I take a breath. You've been here. Every single day. Through the worst of it. When I was angry and bitter and pushed you away. You stayed. I'll always stay. His voice is fierce. I learned my lesson. Nothing is worth losing you again. I believe you. The words surprise me, but they're true. I actually believe you. He sets down his beer, takes my hands carefully. I love you, Kang Yoonwoo. I have loved you since that first night in the bar. I will love you until the day I die. And I will spend every remaining day proving I can be the alpha you deserve. You already are, I whisper. When we kiss, it feels like coming home. 2 months later, I have a follow-up appointment with Dr. Han. She reviews my charts, then looks up with an odd expression. Mr. Kang, I have surprising news. The pregnancy, it essentially reset your reproductive system. Your hormone levels have normalized. You're no longer barren. I stare at her. What? It's incredibly rare, but the pregnancy corrected whatever was causing your infertility. You could potentially have more children. I laugh. Can't help it. I spent my entire life being told I was worthless because I couldn't have children. And now that I can, I'm terrified of going through that again. That night, I tell Minho, I can have more kids, I say. Apparently. He's quiet for a moment. How do you feel about that? Terrified. Maybe relieved. Mostly angry that I wasted so many years thinking I was broken. I look at him. I don't think I want more children. Not for a long time. Maybe never. Would that be a problem? Yoonwoo. He takes my face in his hands. If it's just you and Mina for the rest of my life, that's more than I ever dreamed of having. I don't need anything else. I just need you. 3 years later, I wake up in a bed that smells like home. Minho is already up. I can hear him in the kitchen with Mina, who's 5 now and has opinions about everything. Daddy, you burned the eggs again. The stove has a personal grudge against me. That's not scientifically possible. I smile, getting up slowly. We moved in together a year ago. Nothing fancy. Minho wanted a mansion, I refused. We compromised on a modest house. In the kitchen, Minho is scraping burned eggs while Mina watches with 5-year-old judgment. Your daughter is mean to me, Minho tells me. Your daughter is honest, I correct, kissing him. Mina makes a face. Gross. Papa, make him stop burning breakfast. After we get Mina to school, Minho and I have coffee on the back porch. Are you happy? He asks quietly. I look at our small garden, at the life we've built from ashes and mistakes. At the man who broke my heart and spent years earning it back. Yeah, I say. I really am. Good. He pulls me close. That's all I ever wanted. We're not perfect. I still have bad days where the old wounds ache. Minho still carries guilt. We fight sometimes. Hurt each other in small ways. But we stay. Every morning, we choose each other again. His father never apologized. We haven't spoken to him in 4 years. Minho doesn't seem to care. I work from home now, counseling other Omegas who were told they're worthless. Turning my pain into purpose. Minho runs his company with ruthless efficiency and comes home at 6 every night. Papa? Mina asks one evening. Why don't we look like other families? What do you mean, baby? Other kids have married parents. You and Daddy aren't married. I look at Minho. We've talked about this. Decided that traditional bonds and ceremonies don't define us. We don't need a paper to prove we love each other, I explain. We choose each other every day. That's stronger than any ceremony. Oh. She thinks about this. Can I have ice cream? Later, after she's asleep, Minho says, we could get married. If you wanted. Do you want to? I want whatever makes you happy. Then let's just keep doing this. I take his hand. Choosing each other. Every day. Every day, he agrees. For 2 people who were told they were worthless, choosing each other is everything.